Now let's talk about a post Bernie AOC movement and what that sort of looks like. Um, what does a post? Do I have a banner for this here? I mean, now Nick and I called it the post duopoly, but that's what really we're talking about. Post Bernie slash AOC uh, movement, and what does that sort of look like? And I think for me, I'm going to answer a couple of questions before I get out of here. Is two really a big question. What is a sort of like what a post Bernie AOC movement look like? And then the big question: does the participation in electoral politics drain too much energy, resources, and movement building? Now, what a post Bernie AOC uh, sort of movement um, looks like to me is understanding that you're not going to get another person, an elected person, who's in bed with corrupted people to save you. So the first thing I would say in this sort of post AOC Bernie movement, the first thing is get with an organization. And that is, hang on a second here, make sure nobody's sending me something for this episode. Okay, yeah. Get with an organization, and that organization could be RBN. Let's say you're in the boondocks, you don't have anyone uh, that you feel that's close to you. Anybody, if you're willing, if you're interested in organizing with RBN or someone in your area, email us. Tell us what area you're in, and we'll try to get you um, in contact with somebody in your area or close to it. So email us and movement building put in the subject line. Just tell us where you're at, and we'll see if we can get people connected with other people in their areas. So, or you can join Shama Sawant's organization. I think it's called. Oh yeah, I have it here. Worker Strike. We are an independent movement organizing in our workplace and on the streets. Take that down. Against the bosses and their political servants. That's a quote. And here is the demands they have. Remember, this is what a post, I'm giving specific suggestions. One, go out and organize with a local organization, whether that organization is a political one, like a communist organization or a socialist organization, socialist alternative. You can join the local one in your area or region, maybe. If you don't have any of those, let's say none of those you have, no ability to do any of that, reach out to RBN. I gave our email earlier. Reach out to us. You can organize with us. Or we can pair you with somebody else in your area. So reach out to us, tell us know what area you're in, and we'll try to pair you with somebody in your area to get things started. If that doesn't sound good, then we're saying, hey, then there's the worker strike back. Get involved. You kind of, in order to get yourself out of the just the mode of electoral politics, you got to replace it with something else. And this is what you need to you need to replace it with some other sort of activity. Now, let's say you don't want a political organization feeding the hungry. Not maybe you don't have homeless in your area. There's people that can feed. You can feed hungry people. Make 10 meals and feed hungry people and see how that spreads. When you feed those hungry people, you'll learn, hey, I want to help too, and you're starting from scratch. Now, let's see what the demands they have for the worker strike back. Workers need a real wage. Two, good union jobs for all. 3, fight racism, sexism, all oppression. 4, quality, affordable housing and free healthcare for all. And I think there's a fifth one. No more sellouts. We need a new party. No more sellouts. We need a new party. So join this organization is not just for members who are part of a union, so non-union workers or union workers, and if you don't have a job, if you're just somebody who wants to volunteer. So I'm telling you, you can come to us. If you like Shama's work, you can go to Shama. You can build something yourself. Um, that's one of the first steps. The other step in a post Bernie AOC sort of movement, learn a craft and or learn how to grow your own food. I'm in the process of doing that myself. Learn a craft, learn how to build something. Rome can literally build a home from ground up. You see the other work he's built that he's done, he's put on online. He's currently going to be renovating a building and turning it into a library. That's a skill that capitalists can't take away. And it's going to be useful in any sort of movement. You don't have to call a capitalist to come build something. You just call Rome. So, I mean, whether it's anything, computers, um, uh, learning plumbing, learning how to fix stuff, drawers, learning how to fix small electronics is whole lot of different things you can learn to do, and learning how to grow food or begin growing your food. Either way, it can kind of overlap. So for me, these are two things you can literally begin to do right now. Don't live around dirt. Get a one of those larger buckets from a Home Depot or a Lowe's and begin there. One of them buckets, put some dirt in it and grow what you can grow in there and buy as many buckets as you can get and have those. We had Logan have a presentation during the summit about growing your own food. He lives in Harlem, I believe, and in a apartment sort of place, and concrete, no dirt in the back. And he shows visually how he has these plant bins, kind of tree bins, dirt and stuff, all different types of things are growing out of it. So I got a few minutes to answer this last question. Then we're gonna be out of here and got comments because Sabby's coming up. I'm sorry, Sabby and JB's coming up in 30 minutes. So these are the things. This is how a post Bernie AOC movement is going to look like. So we have grow your own food and learn uh, a craft. Join a join an organization or create um, your own organization, and then get involved with mutual aid. Whether you're creating your own mutual aid so that you can raise money to do the work you want to do in your community, or you participate in a larger mutual aid network. And that's something RBN is going to be working on. So if you don't know what that is, we're providing that option also. So if you don't have access to that, a mutual aid network, join, reach out to us and just email us in the subject line, put mutual aid network. You want to be a part of it. And this is just throwing out an idea. I'm not saying this is it, but a mutual aid network could be a network of people who are saying we sort of help each other out. When if we have 100 people who contribute $2, hey, it's $200. Oh, this month so and so needs help. Next month you need that help. That's a network of people where you're putting in $2, but that $2 helps, but you're getting back a couple of $100. This is just an example. I'm not saying at all this is specific. I'm just using numbers as an example. You're putting in $2 that could help, somebody with groceries or to pay a bill. And then when you need, you're getting back a couple $100. That's sort of like a mutual aid network. Now, there's different types. Again, this is just a generic overview. I'm just saying build a mutual aid network. And what I mean by mutual aid network. So you're growing food, you're building a mutual aid network. These are all things so you can be self sustaining outside of a system when you're in a movement. These are the things that help you feel secure where you don't have to. I mean, it's other effects where you don't, oh, I don't need to have this. You're saving money. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to go down another rabbit hole. So you could be saving money by growing your own food and learning how to be self-sustained, or at least how to sustain in a small community. If there's a local community garden, if you can create one, if there's some people around, do that. So these are concrete things that people can do post AOC. Because if you think the change that's needed is going to come by simply millions of us clicking or checking a box, and that's the extent that's going to get the change we need, it's not. It's simply not.